Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to see that we have about 44 in attendance. Turn down my volume real quick so that doesn't bother y'all. Today we're going to be talking about local SEO and digital marketing. I know that we did a November digital marketing webinar, but me and a few other local marketing specialists went to the Dallas Digital Conference in December, and it was a 2-day event, and we learned so much regarding local SEO and the difference between that and traditional SEO or organic SEO. And so really this webinar is going to be mostly about local SEO. We will touch on a few things of content marketing, email marketing, and social media. But this webinar is really just to educate you guys, the franchisees and the BDAs who are in attendance, on what local SEO is and what the changes have been made with Google and some of their algorithm updates. So let's go ahead and get started. Today it's just me and Kim. Kim's here. She's going to help moderate some of y'all's questions. We're not going to answer any questions during the webinar. I'd like to save those towards the end, but go ahead when you're thinking of them, type them in the question box, send that off to Kim, and then she'll get those all prepared for me towards the end so we can get some of those answered. If I feel some of the questions need to be done off screen or off webinar, I'll make sure to email you those answers. So it's just me and Kim today. Of course, with every Dwyer Group meeting, we start with the code of values. So me and Kim are just going to share the code of values with you guys. We live our code of values by respect, treating others how we'd like to be treated.
We live our code of values by listening with the intent to understand what is being said and acknowledging that what is said is important to the speaker.
We live our code of values by responding in a timely fashion.
We live our code of values by speaking calmly and respectfully without profanity or sarcasm.
We live our code of values by acknowledging everyone is right from their own perspective.
We live our code of values by integrity, making only agreements we are willing, able, and intend to keep.
We live our code of values by communicating any potentially broken agreements at the first appropriate opportunity to all parties concerned.
We live our code of values by looking to the system for correction and proposing all possible solutions if something is not working.
We live our code of values by operating in a responsible manner above the line.
We live our code of values by communicating honestly and with purpose.
We live our code of values by asking clarifying questions if we disagree or do not understand.
We live our code of values by never saying anything about anyone that we would not say to him or her.
We live our code of values by continuously striving to maximize internal and external customer loyalty.
We live our code of values by making our best effort to understand and appreciate the customer's needs in every situation.
And we live our code of values by having fun in the process. I want this webinar to be fun. I take having fun in the process very literally. So this webinar, I think you guys will like it. I included a meme in each slide. There's no bullets because I heard that bullets kill kittens, and I love kittens. So no bullets in this webinar. What's on the agenda today? We've got local SEO, which we talked about before. Main focus. That's why that font's a little bit bigger. We've got social media, touch on some custom content, and a quick snippet about email marketing. So let's get started. So my memes, our first one, why you not using local SEO? How do you show up in local results is the big question. As a franchisee, it's important to understand what local SEO is and why it's different from traditional organic SEO. At the most basic, the purpose of traditional SEO is to get a website to rank well for specific terms, regardless of that searcher's location. The difference is with local SEO, it's meant to increase rankings for a website in a limited geographic area. Obviously, this is very important to you franchisees as you're looking for customers in your local area. When you're searching for plumbers or restoration companies, you don't want the guy 2 states down below you. You want your local service provider. Google has determined that certain businesses fall into the local category. So, here's another fun meme. One does not simply rank high on Google. When users search for specific terms related to those businesses, Google knows what they're looking for in results from nearby businesses. So, for example, if you search for Italian restaurant, Google's going to give you a list of those local restaurants because it knows that you're looking for a place to eat that's nearby. Service franchisees are included in Google's list of local businesses. So any of our Dwyer Group brands are included in that local category that Google is putting you under. When users are looking for restoration services, like I said before, plumbers, they're looking for those local results. So that's really important to know. So we're going to go over some elements of local SEO. I included this Moz.com URL that I'd really like for all of you guys to write down. This is mostly where I got my information from, and we learned a lot about the important elements at the digital conference. So what we're going over today is going to be on this Moz.com URL, just a little bit more into depth. So I really suggest that you guys go visit this URL after you finish the webinar. It's very important. I think it has a lot of great information, and it's just a great education tool. So like we said before, Google has created a specific algorithm that determines the local search results. Obviously, Google doesn't tell anyone what factors are included in the algorithm, but some local SEO experts have banded together to help solve the mystery. So those SEO experts came together, put together this local search ranking factors for Moz. Moz is an SEO tool provider, and it conducts a yearly survey about 35 local SEO experts. They ask them which elements they think have the most weight in local SEO. The experts specialize exclusively in local SEO, so they know from experience what works and what doesn't work. Moz collects this data and then crunches the numbers, and the aggregated results paint a pretty clear picture of the most important factors, and that's what we're going to really be talking today. So the main purpose of this webinar is really just to educate you guys, not really tell you what corporate's doing, but just to kind of give you the information of what's important and what you as a franchisee can be doing to improve your local SEO. So for the most updated information, make sure to visit this link at the bottom, you guys. Hopefully you wrote that down. So the first thing that is the most important to local SEO is called your NAP. No, it's not what you do at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or at 9 o'clock in the morning after you've had your first cup of coffee. It is your name, your address, and your phone number. So Google and Google Places, along with your NAP, name, address, phone number, is extremely important to local SEO. Google is going to compare your Google Places page or your website page info to the info that's listed out on your site and other sites. So it has to be exactly the same everywhere. Your name, address, phone number has to be the same. It's absolutely vital to have what's called your NAP on your site. So we have that on your Contact Us page, which is important. When you have that information on your site or on your Google Plus page, you're sending the signals to tell Google to prove that your franchise Rainbow International of Delaware or Rainbow International of Houston is locally relevant result. So basically, Google makes this algorithm, and they just want to make sure that you are who you are. If you say that you're a franchise in Houston, they want to make sure you're a franchise in Houston. And the way they do that is making sure that your name, which is your DBA, your address, and your phone number is all correctly located on your website, on your Google Plus page, and on other local listing sites out there, and it needs to be the same. And we'll get more into that as we go along. Also, another question I get from you guys a lot is about proximity. Remember, proximity does matter, but it's not a deal breaker. Realize, though, if your business is physically located within the city limits of the city that you're targeting or marketing to, you will have an advantage. You can't target, for example, Cincinnati if your business is located not in Cincinnati. Or let's say you're targeting, I'm going to do a Texas reference because that's what I know. If my business location, physical address is in Woodway, for example, it's a small suburb outside of Waco, but I'm targeting Waco, Google's going to look at that and go, are they really in Waco? Is that really their local area that they're marketing to? I don't know if that's legit. So that's really important. And we tell this to everyone all the time, that your physical address has to be in the area that you're marketing to. So, and it has to match your DBA. I know that right before we were getting ready to launch the website, we were contacting some of you guys to change your URLs to match your DBA and to match your NAP. That again is important to being found on local SEO for Google. So that's why we had to do those changes. If you have more questions about that, because it is kind of confusing, feel free to just give me a call and I can kind of explain it to you in a little bit further detail. So just remember that proximity does matter, where you're marketing and where your business address is located. Let's get to the next slide. I hope you like that one. That one was my favorite. Local SEO. If you have citations with a different information, it sends confusing signals to Google, which results in lower rankings. What is a citation? It sounds kind of negative, but I promise it's not. Citations are mentions of your NAP, mentions of your name, your address, and your phone number on other websites, and are arguably the most important element to local SEO. This is where the SEO providers fall completely short. They simply don't do anything with citations. Most important factor of citations is that your information matches exactly everywhere it's listed online. That means your DBA, your address, your phone number need to be 100% the same everywhere. You can't list a DBA on your Google Place and then change it for Yelp or change it on Angie's List. Your DBA needs to be exactly the same everywhere online. I stress this all the time with you guys, and I feel like, well, I'm kind of located in the northern part of Houston, so should I say that I service northern part of Houston? No, if you have your DBA name with operations, and this is what operations said, this is your DBA name, that's the one you need to stick with, whether you're marketing online, on Yelp, on your Google Places, it needs to be consistent. So that's why I put that little guy there. You want to make sure those citations, again, are the mention of your NAP is completely the same. So some people might be asking, what about tracking phone numbers? Yeah, that means no tracking phone numbers. We get this question all the time, and in most cases, franchise never even look at their call tracking reports. I don't know how many of you guys look at your tracking reports, but most of you guys don't. And even if you do look at the reports, it all boils down to this one question. Would you rather have tons of data, or would you rather just be getting more calls? If I was a business owner, I'd rather just have a lot more calls than business data. Google, in their algorithm, says that your local phone number, your local area code is best when it comes to local SEO than a tracking phone number. I'm not saying that you can't have a tracking phone number if this is really what you want. I'm just saying it doesn't help with local SEO. So let's get to if you change your address or if a phone number gets changed. If your business has changed locations, it's incredibly important to let corporate know as soon as possible. This way we can notify Google Places, your Google Plus page, on the change. We can also get that changed on your website. You'll also need to get out there and update your citations yourself by using a vendor. If you have citations with different information, it's sending these confusing signals to Google, and that's what's going to make you rank lower on Google. So Google, again, I keep saying it over, and I'll probably say it a zillion times during this webinar, they have to be the same so that it doesn't confuse Google and its big algorithm. So again, citations have to match what's on your Google Plus page and your website. We've seen too many franchisees who change their location or phone number and only update it on their website. And then they're asking me, well, where'd my Google Plus page go? Why am I not showing up on the maps area on Google? Well, that's because your website says one thing and your Google Plus page is saying something completely different. So we want to make sure that those two things out of everything is matching. I love my Dos Equis guy. I don't always change my citations, but when I do, it's consistent. So make sure it's consistent. A lot of people ask me, how do I change the citations on Yahoo, or how do I change it on Bing? I've included there some links over there on the right that I suggest you write down. And this will give you information on how to change your citations or your local listing information on Yahoo, on Bing, and on Apple Maps. So write those down, visit those. It has some really great information, shows you how to change it. You can also use a vendor. Rainbow doesn't currently have a citation, I guess, vendor under corporate. Some of the brands do. Rainbow just doesn't. But I'm going to list a few out there for you guys. Some of the top local listing vendors are White Spark, Moz, of course, which you guys learned about earlier with the link that had those awesome information. And then Yext is another one. They each are a little bit different, and there might be some people, I think, have emailed me and said, well, I heard Yext isn't a good one. I actually talked to one of the top Yext guys at the digital conference, and I asked him that. I said, listen, Yext does not have a good reputation when it comes to citation vendors. I said, can you kind of explain that to me? And he said, the reason why they're getting bad reputations is when you go and you use them as a vendor and you pay for them to fix your citations all over the web, they fix them. But then once you stop using them, that fix is like a Band-Aid. They put a Band-Aid over it so it looks like it's fine, but as soon as you stop using them as a vendor, they rip that Band-Aid off and your citations go back to mess. So he actually admitted that that's the way they do it. Again, I'm not telling you that they're bad. I'm just letting you know that's what the Yext guy told me at digital conference. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. So just beware, but I have heard that White Spark's really great, and Moz is a great competitor out there as well as a top local listing vendor for you guys to use. So also know that put quality over quantity. If your citations are a mess, try to fix them as soon as possible. Keep in mind that the number of citations you have will grow eventually over time on the internet without your direct involvement, because some sites feed businesses info into others. I get that question a lot too. Well, I went to this one site and it has the old address on it from the guy that used to own my franchise. How do I get that changed? Sometimes it's just not as easy as that. They're pulling that data from some of the big guys like Google and Yahoo. So sometimes it just takes time for the internet to get its pieces and parts put together. But again, that's what those local listing vendors are for. So that's why you would hire White Spark or Moz or Yext to go in and look at all your citations all over online and get those fixed. That's important, especially when if you're a new franchise and you're doing a roll-in, or if you change your address, or you guys buy a new business. I think that is something that you definitely would want to look into. if any of that is going to be changing. So hopefully you guys wrote those down. I'm going to go to the next page. No Yelp profile, face palm. So I'm really excited to say that Yelp is a new preferred vendor, PTN approved. We talked with Yelp, and the biggest thing about Yelp to me, and it should be to you, is that Yelp actually supplies the direct data to Apple Siri products, the new Apple Maps feature on the iOS 7 and 8 phones. So basically, if you're sitting on your phone and you ask Siri, hey, where is a good restaurant to eat, Siri's actually pulling that data from Yelp. They don't have a separate database. So if anyone's using their phone or using Siri to find you as a restoration company, you want to be on Yelp because they're pulling that data from Yelp. So that to me is the most important, especially if someone's standing in their flooded basement, they've got their iPhone, Siri, I need a local restoration company. If you're not on Yelp, Siri's not going to pull that information. They're going to pull ServPro or any of our other competitors. So make sure to be on Yelp. So what's really cool is that Yelp is offering franchisees 10% off on 2 Yelp advertising packages. One is an enhanced profile package, and the other one is a directory PPC search. So the enhanced profile, I'm not really sure on all the enhancements onto it. I think there's like a video. You'll have to get with your Yelp representative and ask them about that. But I definitely recommend, if you're not at least on the free profile, get that advanced profile. And then the directory PPC search, basically you're paying to be higher ranked on Yelp. So Yelp, if you think of it as like a miniature Google, and you want to be high on that list or on the first page of Google, you want to be on the first page of Yelp, you want to be higher ranked than ServPro or any of your other competitors, you would use that directory PPC search, and that's another advertising package that they're offering you. So again, why is Yelp important? Because Yelp supplies the direct data to Apple Siri. And please note that Yelp advertising is not to take place of PPC ads on search engines like Google, Yahoo, or Bing. This is additional digital search advertising. So again, additional digital search advertising on a specific online directory, similar to YP.com, Angie's List, Super Pages, other local listing directory searches or directory pages. So Yelp advertising can be a big additional business driver. So I definitely suggest getting on that as much as possible. And again, like I said, don't confine yourself to free listings. I know that Yelp offers a free listing. I don't know if Angie's List offers a free listing. Some of those listing directory sites offer free listings. Don't confine yourself to just those. Go ahead and put your marketing money into getting those enhanced profiles. So make sure that consider paying for those listing sites is what I'm trying to say. So definitely get on Yelp, you guys. And if you have any questions regarding that after the webinar, again, feel free to email me or call me. So now we're going to talk about reviews. I love that movie. I love Office Space. Yeah, can you leave a review on my Google page? Let's hope that that's not the way you guys are asking for reviews. Let's hope that the techs are not asking reviews from your customers that way. But understanding that if your business doesn't have a review system strategy in place, you need to get on the ball immediately. Reviews are another important signal in the local SEO algorithm, which you keep hearing me say. The number of reviews you have does matter. So you need to be sure that you're actively collecting those reviews. And we want to make sure whichever way is easiest for the customer. So reviews on your Google Places page are the most important, but again, not all customers can leave you a review on your Google Plus page. Why? Because you have to have a Google account to do that. Not everybody has a Google email. So unless they have a Google email or a Google account, they're not going to be able to leave those reviews on your Google Plus page. But if they do, you can also help build your local SEO by getting reviews from third-party sites, such like we talked before, Yelp, or your Yahoo or City Search. So make it easier on the customer. Don't force them to choose one local listing site. Ask them, can you review me? If they found you on Yelp, have them review you on Yelp. If they found you on Google, have them review you on Google if they have a Google account. So make it easier for your customers. If you're doing small jobs out there, your text can educate your customers. Hey, we just cleaned your carpets. Can you leave us a review? And in some of those bigger jobs, and the BDAs might know a little bit more about this, but you should have already developed a good relationship with your customer on those bigger jobs, whether it be the BDA, the agent, or their client. But use that closeness that you have with the customer to ask them for a review. It's not hard to ask for a review. Don't ask it like this guy is on this meme. But you can have them email you a review. Hey, can you just email me a review so we can put on our testimonial page? Make sure you get that permission. Obviously, you don't want to put anything online without that person's permission. A lot of you guys do that. Keep doing that because it really does help. It's important to note what type of relationship obviously you have with that customer and what type of service you provided them before asking for that review. But remember, reviews are very important. Also note, remember that you can't just get a bunch of reviews and then stop. You need a consistent stream of reviews to send the strongest signal. No one cares about the review you got 3 years ago from Joe Schmo. Your customers are going to want to know how your services compare to your competitors right now. So did you get a review last month? I'm going to trust, if it was me, I'm going to trust the guy that got a review like a week ago versus, oh man, this guy got a review 2 years ago, but who knows how many changes he's had in his company, or if those same techs are still there. So make sure that it's not just the quantity, but you're getting a consistent stream throughout a certain amount of throughout time. So remember that. We'll go to the next page. Confession Bear. I've heard this before, and that's why I had to put it on here. I have a Better Business Bureau logo on my website, but it isn't linked. Why is it not linked? Links are so important. Thanks to Google's Penguin updates, I'm sure you've heard they name all their updates after animals. Thanks to Google's Penguin updates, links are trickier than ever. While it was used to purely be like a numbers game, it's now vitally important that links come from relevant sources. Links need to come from relevant sites and have a real reason why they're linking to you. So, for example, BBB, Angie's List, Chamber of Commerce. If a link is from a local site, that's even better. If you're doing advertising with your local cable company or a local, I don't know, softball team or something like that, put those local links on your computer. That's the most important to Google. And remember, if you have a Better Business Bureau logo on your website, link it. So what I've done, go ahead and write down that URL right there. If you go to bbb.org online business, you can download the logo to put on your website. So all you need is your business number, if you've signed up with them. If you don't know how to do it, you can also just email me your business number and I can copy paste that code on your website. Or if you want to do it yourself, go in, fill in the information. It's going to let you download the code, the source code for that BBB logo, and then you can email that to me and I'll put that on your website. So make sure that you've got those local links, and make sure that those links have authority. Don't put any links to websites that no one knows about. Make sure that they have authority. So that's really important. Let's go now to social media. I'm going to do a quick snippet about social media and Google Plus page. Google Plus page is actually can be considered social media depending on what you do with it. Your Google business page. It's been called a bunch of different names. It keeps changing, so bear with me. It's not my fault, it's Google's fault. So it's amazing to me how many of our franchisees aren't even using social media. Your customers are there, so you should be too. Plus, it's another important element to obviously local SEO. And Google Plus is one of those major players. Not surprisingly, it's Google. So make sure you're actively working on your Google Plus page. Work on increasing your followers. Make sure you're sharing engaging content. Keep that up to date. Corporate initially sets you up with your Google business page. And the main reason why we have corporate initially has that control is that we can control your NAP information. Remember, your NAP is your name, address, phone number. That consistency with your NAP is extremely important. And that's why when we have new franchisees on, we set them up with that page. But it's up to you to customize it. So you do have that ability to customize it. And we call that communication manager access. This gives you the ability to customize your Google page, respond to reviews, add the before and after photos, which is a huge thing for Rainbow. People love those before and after photos. If you can show those on your Google business page, that's really going to help you rank. But another reminder is to let corporate know if any information needs to change on your Google Plus page. And if you don't have access to your Google business page right now, please let me know or email judy.freeman@dwyergroup.com. She's actually the one who handles all the Google business pages. So if you don't have access, or if you're even wondering, do I have a Google business page? What? I don't even know. Email her. She will get you that communication manager access for you to log in and customize your Google business page, which again is very important when you're ranking on Google. If you notice when you put in a search, you'll see that you'll have the PPC at the top, then you'll have maybe 2 or 3 organic, and then the next area, and you'll notice when I say it, you'll have the A, B, C, and then you'll have the map over to the right. Those are the Google business pages, and so those are automatically going to show up on the first page of Google. So if you want to be on the first page of Google, you've got to customize those Google business pages, and get reviews too. The higher the reviews, the more reviews, the more customization. Google's going to start ranking that up on that Google business page area. So A, B, C. You want to be A, B, C, D, or E. No F, G, H, I, D. No one goes down that far. You want to be in those top letters, I guess you could say. So some people ask, well, how come ServPro has the little stars at the bottom and mine doesn't? To have the little stars under your name on the Google business page, on that first page of Google, you have to have 5 reviews. 5 reviews to get the stars. And then you also have to have 3 reviews just to get a ranking. I'm sure you guys have seen those rankings. Well, he's ranked 4.2 out of 5. So to even get rankings and stars, you've got to get those reviews. So don't forget about, again, like we said before, the reviews, customizing it, adding photos, and even responding to reviews is really important. So once you start working on that, it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's kind of like a miniature website. It's not really a website, but it's just as important as your website, because you want to customize it. You want to make sure that it's valid and up to date, so that Google is ranking that page higher. So again, if you need access to your Google business page, contact Judy Freeman. She can supply this information over to you, the franchise owner, directly. If any of you BDAs feel like you should have access or want access, just make sure you get permission from your franchise owner first. So now let's talk a little bit about Facebook, which Kim loves. What's Facebook? I love internet granny. Isn't she cute? So what corporate does for you, and I'm sure a lot of you already know this, sets up your Facebook page. For new franchisees, we do a training call. Remember, don't forget about, we do provide that monthly content on Ad Builder, so just remember to use that. The biggest thing about social media is that it's retaining existing customers. No, you're not going to find a new customer on Facebook. I mean, you might, but you have to understand social media is just retaining those existing customers. And when you're retaining those existing customers, it's keeping that relationship with them. And so relationships nowadays, with everything being online, is not is created with information, not people. So yeah, you're doing, your BDAs are out there doing cold calls or cold visits, but really what people want to have is information, and that's why we supply those monthly marketing messages, because it's valid, interesting information to give to your customers, whether that be your insurance agents or your consumers or homeowners. It's fun information that's valid to them, information that they can use. So, and it's keeping your brand top of mind. So they're going to remember reading about the winter woes, and they'll remember, oh yeah, that's what Rainbow shared with me on Facebook the other day. That those tips really did help me prepare for this winter weather. And now I need my carpet cleaned, so I'm going to give them a call. So remember, social media is really just about retaining those relationships. If you have any difficulties, don't forget Kim Denham, kim.denham at Kimberly.Denham at dwyergroup.com is available via email or phone to assist you with any of Facebook questions or any social media questions at all. She has access to your page. She can look at the same thing you're looking at. She can walk you through any of the steps. She's also really great at, if you receive like a negative comment on your page, wait before you respond and contact Kim. She can walk you through on how to respond to those negative comments, and that's really important. So acknowledging a situation, responding with a positive, more helpful response can help resolve those situations. So remember, social media is also where your customers get on there to say nasty things. We know that the internet is full of negative people these days, and they're more likely to leave a nasty comment than to praise you. So make sure that you contact corporate and Kim before you respond to those negative responses or reviews on your sites, whether that be your Google Plus page, your Google Business page, Facebook, so be it. So, oh, also that link right there, we showed this at Business Week, but I just think it's a fun, it's kind of got an annoying soundtrack, and anyways, but it's really interesting because it gives you just some facts about how social media has changed the marketing world and how important it is these days, and basically just how technology has changed how we view people and our customers and how we keep relationships. It's just really, really, if you like those little interesting tidbits, that's why I put it there. It is kind of long. I wish I would have made a bit.ly link for you guys, but http://utu.be, and then type that out, and that'll go straight to that YouTube video, and it's just really interesting. So that's why I put it there, just to give you guys some more fun things to look at after the webinars ended. Last but not least, oh no, we're not last, never mind. What website content? Don't forget to update. Oh, wait, no, custom content. That's what we're talking about. Website custom content. So I love The Rock. I don't know about you ladies, but I think he's so cute. Have you added new content to your website? I hear this all the time. I can customize my website. I don't even know how to do that. So that, if I was The Rock, that's my face every time I hear that. I'm like, really? Remember that custom content still matters. So make sure you're covering all the basics. Please make sure that your site's is your site's content is unique and different. Log in, change your generic text to something that's actually about your local franchise. If you don't have your login information, remember you can just feel free to email or call me and I will get that login information to you, login, password, and I'll even walk you through on how to add pages, change the content on those pages. I know a bunch of you are going, when's the new website going to come out? I promise you it's soon. When it does come out, we will be having webinars on how to work the new content management system. So right now, the content management system is completely different from what the new one's going to be. But don't worry, we will make sure that you guys will learn how to use it. We'll make sure you guys have login and passwords once the new website is out, and hopefully we'll get those webinars out to you as soon as possible so you guys can learn how to customize your new website and add some really cool features to it. Just make your website, more locally tuned and awesome, I think. So don't forget that. Oh, and then what a lot of people ask me, well, what can I change? What should I change on my website? What do you mean by custom content? Basically, you just don't want it to look like everybody else's page. Your business is different from everybody else's. So make a My Team page. What makes your team different? Do you have a separate About Us page? Do you have a separate testimonial page? Remember, right now, if you don't make those pages, if you don't create those sub pages, then they're automatically linking back to corporate. So if you do not have a separate About Us page, if you click on About Us, you're going to see Mark Wellstead's photo and Mark and Marla. So make sure that you guys are creating those custom sites that are specific to your business and your franchise. So those are two examples of quick ones that I think are easy to put up there. If you don't have a SEO vendor that works with you, the easiest thing is just to email me that content, those pictures, and say, hey, I want an About Us page. Here's the bios of all the people that work with me. Here's their photos. Can you make this for me? And I go, sure. And it's not, I don't do it in one day. I work with a bunch of you guys. So know that it's about a 5 to 7 day turnaround. But you do have that option to email me the content for me to create that subpage for you. So again, you have the option of sending that content to me and having me make that page for you. But remember, the content has to be done by you. You can't just email me and say, hey, create me an About Us page. Well, what do you want on there? You have to give me that information. So again, just remember that content's really important with the site you guys have now and with the new site that you guys are going to have. Let's go to the next page. Last but not least, we're on our last one. So email marketing. A lot of people keep asking me, does email marketing work? Well, yeah, it does. We're still doing it. People do it all the time. It still works. Email marketing is used to create top of mind awareness for the brand. I hope that all of you are using the monthly marketing message, sending this out to your contacts. Remember, if you use Constant Contact, which is the email platform that corporate recommends, we upload those emails into your account automatically. All you have to do is customize them and send them out. I've heard a lot of people asking about Fusion. Well, can we use Fusion to do emails? You're certainly welcome to use Fusion. We want you to use Fusion. The difference between the Fusion platform and Constant Contact is Constant Contact's more of a marketing mass email platform, whereas Fusion, I don't have the ability to go in and upload a template into your Fusion to make it look pretty and add the logo. Use Fusion more as a CRM system when you're visiting people and you need to send a quick email to that last agent you visited yesterday. So use Fusion as an email, as I guess you could say business email, and then use Constant Contact as more of a marketing mass mass marketing emails, when you have to send out 500 emails just reminding them, hey, so we're Rainbow and we're still here and we're doing this. So use those monthly marketing messages that we put in your constant contact account. And if you don't have a constant contact account, I put that information there for you guys. Some of you might not have one. All you have to do is click on that link. Well, you can't really click on it, but go to that link and sign up. And then once you sign up, the only thing you have to do is email me your username and your password. Then I can put you under what's called managed accounts. Once you're under managed accounts, then we will be able to add or put those monthly marketing messages into your constant contact account. So again, we're towards the end of the marketing webinar. One thing that I just want to reiterate and go over real quick again is your NAP information, name, address, phone number needs to all be the same. Your citations, which are where your NAP is located all over the internet, make sure those are all exactly the same. Make sure that your Google business page is updated. Your Google Places. I guess that's it, everybody. I hope you guys liked my memes. I have a few polls that I forgot to do throughout the time, so I'm just going to do those real quick because I'd like to get some more information from you guys. So I'm going to do the first one is what local listing sites are using. I just wanted to get a quick answer on which ones are you currently using. Are you using Angie's List? Are you using Yelp? Are you using Home Advisor, Merchant Circle? So go ahead and give me your answers. So that way we can see who's out there and which ones you guys are using. Yelp's looking really high up there, 50%, which is good. I'd like to know what other is. Home Advisor is another pro trade net vendor. Doesn't look like that many of you guys are using it. I know that they are trying to come out with some new things, so it's good to know that you guys are using Yelp, though. That's awesome. And if you're not using it, again, what I recommend is getting on there. I'm going to give about 10 more seconds, and I'm going to close that poll and open the next one. Okay, thank you. The next one is, I want to know what, how often are you guys using social marketing, social media marketing? Me and Kim's recommendation is at least once a day. It literally takes 5 minutes to get on there, post a quick post, just so that you're being consistent. The biggest thing with social media or any sort of content marketing is consistency. Like blogs. If you have a blog and you're not blogging every day, there's no need to have a blog. People want to see consistency when they're online. So it looks like once a day, a few times a week, that's pretty good. Once a day, again, we recommend, but I know you guys are real busy. So a few times a week, if that's the best you can do, that's good. Awesome. I'm going to give about 10 more seconds, and I'll open 2 more quick questions, quick polls. And then we can ask a few questions. Okay, I'm going to close this one and go to the next one. Okay, this one just real quick. What type of digital marketing are you using? Click all of them if you're using all of them. I think I gave you guys access to click more than one answer. Just wanted to know how many of you guys are using email marketing, local listing marketing, which we talked about, which is Yelp, Angie's List. If you have SEO vendor, or if you're doing SEO on your own, which is really just content changing, or if any of you guys are doing PPC. which I know is kind of low on the totem pole for Rainbow, but it'd be nice to know if you're doing any of that. The biggest thing that we're learning, and I'm sure you guys are learning, is digital marketing is just taking a huge turn. It's really right now becoming really the most important thing in any sort of business, whether it be services or everyone's on the internet. That's the thing. Everyone's on there. Everyone's looking for the best new thing. Even the older generation, they're learning to use the internet and they're using it instead of their phone books. Okay, great answers. I'm going to go to one more. This one's my favorite poll. Did you like my memes? I liked them, but I want to know if you guys liked them. Some of you guys might not know what memes are, but I wanted to know if you guys enjoyed this webinar instead of just reading a bunch of bullets. I don't like reading a bunch of bullets. That's why I try to make it more conversational and have some little funnies out there for you guys. Again, like I said, having fun in the process. I try to do that every day. So I hope you guys liked him. My little Tyrannosaurus Rex guy. Is that Tyrannosaurus Rex? So he's the little guy. Should I ask a question or should I just log off the webinar? 93% of you guys liked my memes, so thank you. We've got 5 more minutes until this ends. So I'm going to go ahead and close this poll, and I'm just going to let you guys ask some questions, and Kim's going to share them if they're pertinent to everyone. Do you have any, Kim?
I don't have any right now.
None of you guys have asked any questions. Not one person out there? Y'all are ready for lunch? Okay. I guess no one's asking questions. Okay, but if you do have questions, don't forget to just email me or call me. I really hope that this webinar was educational. Again, about local listing or local SEO and the difference between that and just regular SEO and what sort of things that you can do out there to gain a little bit higher rankings on Google. But I'll let you guys go. Have a nice day at lunch, and we'll see you guys next month. So